Welcome back to another video. Thank you so much for stopping by. So today we're going to go over removing the emergency hatches, putting on some 18 gauge steel galvanized steel plates, getting them riveted in place, and then we're going to move on to placing the 440T slot rails on the roof and attempting to get them aligned, which is no easy task. So we've got a lot of hurdles to get through, but this is going to be part one of the most powerful solar build on a 38-foot bus. Let's get started. Okay, I have the opening all cleaned up and it removed. I'm leaving the inner piece in for aesthetics, and then I'm going to insulate this with foam board and then cover it really nicely, and it'll look really good. I'm using this lap sealant. This is the non-leveling lap sealant. I might use some leveling lap sealant on the top maybe to get a nice look around the outside edge once I seal this underneath. And then these are 1/4" by 1/4" stainless steel rivets, and I have a special gun on the way. It's coming today, and these have a grip length of almost 0, so it's going to hold this plate very, very tight to the roof. Okay, it's going in. It ain't easy. I wish I had a power gun. Well, there she is. I ran out of sealant. I used a whole tube and sealed all these rivets, but I ran out going around the edge there. So I got a few rivets to seal and a little edge to do. So I'm going to buy 2 more bottles for that one and finish this one. Nice and round. Perfect. Okay, hatch number 2 cleaned up. Got all that sealant off of there. Got these pounded down so they're not protruding. These big old wood metal type screws. Pull it up a little bit, and you want it as flush as possible. So I need to go get my panel and get it placed correctly and drill a hole to stabilize it. My rivet gun broke after just doing that. Just doing that one. I went to go do this one, and it broke on the first rivet, and it just blows my mind. So I had to revert to using the old screws, which on this side aren't really tightening down. The rest tightened down pretty good, but I'll need to remove all of those and rivet them, which will be fine. At least I had a way of fastening it before the die core dried. And yeah, I mean, it was a fairly urgent situation. This one, it broke on that one. It did these two and broke on that one, and I can't even get it out. I'm just gonna die core around it for the moment. I'm exhausted, so I'll just fill that hole and die core the rest of it up, and get another rivet gun and redo it, but at least it's in there. Okay, I think I'm gonna have to razor blade off that die core because it's kind of making a ledge all around the plate, which will hold water and let water pool in there. So it takes about a week for that stuff to really set up, or longer, I can't remember, but it's a long damn time, and maybe 30 days. But anyway, I'm going to end up carefully cutting that off with a downward slope so that water runs off very easily. In the meanwhile, I'll order another rivet gun, and I'll remove these screws and rivet everything down. Might as well just pile some stuff around there. Yep. What a disaster. Anyway, at least it's on. It's on just great, but the fastening process really got screwed up. So we'll work on that. I'm just using spare Rust-Oleum paint I have in the shop. And I thought for this one, since I ran out of green, I'd paint it blue so it looked like the sky. I wish I didn't have to put insulation over it, but boy, those things get baking hot, and I'm sure they'll get baking cold. So definitely have to take care of them, get them insulated, and then give them a nice covering. So here we are preparing 440T slot. I've made a jig here that defines exactly where the rails need to go, and I'll be using this jig here to align a set of 3 of these, and then another set of 3, and then so on and so forth. And what I'm doing here is using engineering and determining the exact correct position for these mounts. And these are 8 feet long. The engineering worked out to these need to be at 22.4 inches inward, which leaves about a ½ inch of roof peak below this. So when this is on the roof like this, the roof curves up and then down, and will leave about a ½ inch, which is perfect. And so what I'm doing now is installing all of the supports, and then using Loctite 243 to secure the bolts with stainless steel washers and lock washers. And then I'm gonna approximate, I already tested it, I'm gonna approximate the angle here to get it close. And then once I get them on the roof and make sure that all the math is mathing, I will lock in, well, I'll first drill the holes, and I'm gonna be using M8 8mm riv nuts into the roof, and then they're gonna be locked down with bolts and lock washers and Loctite, 2 per each, not 3, there's no need for it. And at that point, once it's locked onto the roof, then I'll do the final torque on this, which will lock in that angle. But for now, I'm just going to approximate the angle, leave it a little bit loose so that it can be a little, you know, the roofs aren't 100% perfect, but in the end, I'm aligning all of the, here in the center, so that each 8-foot rail are perfectly level with the next one and the next one and the next one. And so that's how that works out. So that when you look down the roof, you'll see just a perfect sheet of rails to lay the 10 450 watt solar panels on. The roof at 22 inches from the outside of the to the roof is, the angle is 16.3 at that point in the roof. So we'll set them all at around 16 degrees, and that'll get me close enough, and then we'll get it corrected once they're getting bolted down. Okay, so I've applied all of the rubber, dense rubber pieces. I just glued them on. They aren't going anywhere, plus they'll be trapped between. And this will really reduce thermal conductivity. It'll isolate the thermal. These will end up getting fairly hot, and this will just reduce it. It's not going to fix it, because we will have fasteners that will still conduct, but that will help. It will help, and that's all we can do. Woohoo, more hardware came in, so I actually only need 2, 4, 6. We'll have 2 extra. which I think I already have a really great idea with this for my Starlink mount. And I got more rubbers and some steel plates for my indoor project. Got some more, these are the M8 riv nuts. Riv nuts are very, very cool. And more 20 millimeter M8 for bolting these down to the bus roof. So there we are. We're getting some more hardware and a lot of corner pieces. These type of pieces. Oh man, wait till you see what I got coming in for this project here. Some really cool pieces. All right, they are complete. Enough for 10 solar panels. Each one of these will hold each set of 3 will hold 2 450 watt solar panels for a total of 10. And got all the angles approximated, got everything Loctited down, except for these bolts are not Loctited yet. And looks amazing. And the next step is to get them on the roof and start getting the alignment of them correct. Okay, the roof is clear, ready for solar panels. I sure hope they clear that thing. I'm sure they're gonna. Hey guys, so I've got the 4040 T-slot rails on the roof now, and they're positioned essentially pretty close to where they need to be. The challenges here are buses aren't perfect, and the solar panel supports need to be. So, and then there's other things to take into account, like there's big seams along the bus that are filled with rivets along the seams, and I don't want my supports to land on those. So I had to come up with a strategy, a way to deal with all of that and figure out the placement of the poles, I mean of the rails. So lots of challenges. One challenge is it's not possible to easily find the center of the bus. So if we're looking at the center of the bus, the roof is round and it's not that easy to find it. So the other issue is getting the rails centered from side to side, and then also getting them parallel. So I'll turn you around and I'll show you what I've done here. Okay, so I'll show you what I've done here. I went ahead and tapped the end of this one and run a plumb bob down to the bottom so that I can see what's straight down, and also I can see how close the string is to the side of the bus. And then I did one down here as well, and I can see how close that one is to the side of the bus. Then I ran one down this one, same thing, and I can see how close that one is to the bus. So now I'm able to find the center of the bus based on the distance of the string to the gutter. In the back, and in the front. So, so then I built a rig to represent exactly where the first section of rails go. 1, 2, 3. Each 450 watt solar panel is going to be supported by 3 rails side by side. So 2 450 watt solar panels per 3 rails. and I'm going to overhang the solar panel 5 inches in the front, and I'm going to overhang the solar panel 5 inches in the back. And of course that doesn't really, that extra there is just, I don't want to cut it. And then I found exactly where I want the last rail, the first rail, and the middle rail. So that allows me to create kind of a, I've got those attached with L brackets so that they can't move. And I've put another plumb bob here so I can see whether or not that rail is actually straight to the bus. So this is how far I've gotten, and I run a string from the very front threaded bolt all the way down to the back, and I'm having some difficulty with that. So I ordered next day on Amazon Prime 1/4 inch dowels, because I don't want to thread the ends of all these. It's a lot of work, and just a lot of work, and I just don't want to do it. But the 1/4 inch dowels are going to fit in the center hole of each one of these 440 T-slots. And I'm going to run a string, and I ordered 20 fishing weights for like $9. And I'm going to run a string on every single rail. And you might think to yourself, wow, that's crazy. But no, it's not. Because for starters, there are no holes drilled in the roof yet. And I've got to mark these, drill holes, and then install the riv nuts, and then bolt down the very first one, and then continue that process all the way down. So I've actually got to move these before they ever get bolted down, and marked, and then moved, and then ultimately drilled, and then put into place. So it's going to be a process, and so I want a very consistent method to finding and placing each one exactly where it needs to be. So I'm actually going to do that on each side. So the string is very helpful, but it's not precise. I'm having difficulty with that. Oh, the big thing, the bus is not exactly perfect. It's not exactly perfect. And so what I want is each one of these rails to be perfectly centered on the bus every way, and then perfectly level so that they're all perfectly level. And adding the dowel and the additional strings down so that I can continue to measure where it's at in reference to the gutter is going to give me the confidence to move forward and start drilling holes. But yeah, I'll take you up there real quick. They're by no means straight yet, and the distance between each one of them is just kind of close, but they're going to be getting very, very accurate here by tomorrow. So yeah, there's kind of a look of how it's going to look, and lots of access underneath here to wire it up. So there you go.